Welcome back, everyone. Starting it off with a little shoulder shimmy.
Shoulder shimmy.
Woo!
We do it. We're Midwestern.
That's true. It is day 2 of Creative Campaign here on Adobe Live. Make sure you're watching us on Behance, be.net/live. Best place to hang out. I'm here with Christine Arth.
Hi, guys.
Hi. How
How's
would
it
you
going?
describe what you do?
I focus in branding, brand
Okay.
design specifically,
Cool.
and creating identities for startups, for tech, crazy entrepreneurs, people that are enterprisers. Yes.
Ooh, just like you. That's awesome. So our branding expert is here with us to continue to work on the Are You Out There Music Festival, all things Bowie.
All things Bowie.
Yes, clearly. I was going to say me too, but
I was like, yes,
no.
us too.
So we're going to jump into that soon, but if you're just tuning in for the first time, I'll give you a little rundown of what Creative Campaign is. We have designers from all different disciplines working on a collaborative project. So it is the Are You Out There Music Festival. It is fictitious, but
But it could be real.
Yeah.
Someone already said, they're like, oh, when's that happening? I'm going to buy a ticket. I was like, oh, it's not real yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, maybe soon.
Totally. So we have Christine starting out the day. We'll be here for 2 hours. We're going to have Claude and Gus coming up next, working on the user experience and specifically the app for the festival. So like the map, the wayfinding, ticket, et cetera, et cetera. And then we'll have Caitlin and Paul finishing out the day with some motion graphics, which is very exciting. I'm excited to see what she's...
I am too.
Like how she's gonna move these, put these
I
things
know,
in
I'm
motion.
really excited.
Yeah.
I saw Tim Mobeast out there. I just have to say hi. I was like, he changed his name again. Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. What's up, Tim? And what's up, everyone? Give us a shout out if you are just tuning in. It's nice and early here, so we'd like to say good morning to you. We've got Vulcan, Magai, Ahmed, Alex. Hello, hello. Good
And
to see you.
Kathleen's kind of transparent, which is really cool. Oh, wait, it's on this side.
True.
Yes.
So
Ah.
if I just disappear, don't worry.
It's pretty awesome.
It's just special effects. What's up,
100%.
Colin, Zeki? Hello, hello.
Yes, new Bowie shirt. There'll be day 3 Bowie shirt tomorrow. So.
Yeah, you have a nice little collection.
I know,
going on.
thanks. I definitely prepared for this stream.
Very physically prepared.
Yes, I did.
That's awesome. We are going to be doing a couple things during the stream. So in about 30 minutes, we're going to be giving away a $30 gift certificate to moo.com. If you don't know what Moo is, it's a really awesome way to get all of your business collateral and marketing taken care of in one place with beautiful materials. So check that out if you haven't already and stick around for the next 30 minutes. And then we're also challenging you to work alongside Christine and the rest of the designers today with our challenge. If you want to click on the challenge tab over to the right-hand side of the screen, you can learn more about that. It is to work on a David Bowie tribute poster.
Ooh, me too.
Exactly.
I was like, I'm going to accept the challenge.
Yes, I accept.
I accept.
So you worked on posters yesterday, but we're going to keep rolling with that
Yeah,
today.
I'm going to do some posters today. So, yeah, we'll see. I'm trying to create posters for the rest of the bands, and there's
Oh, yeah.
20 bands. So, I think we'll, I think that would be great actually if the stream, if they were doing tribute to David Bowie, or if they chose to do a band poster for one of the fictitious bands.
Right, yeah.
Because that would be cool. It's like gig posters.
Yeah, really cool. You can be inspired by all kinds of things. Vintage
Yeah,
posters.
vintage, even my shirt.
Yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
And I'm gonna pull up some today, so you guys will have some inspiration on some vintage gig posters from David Bowie's touring back in the 70s and 80s.
Awesome. So you have about an hour and a half to be working on those. We'll start looking at submissions at 10:30 Pacific time. So get those submitted, and if you're still working, you can submit your first draft. We'll give you some feedback.
Yeah.
And then you can continue to submit because there will be one lucky winner of a free year of Creative Cloud at the end of the day. And I'm going to actually announce the winner.
Oh, yeah,
from
this is so
yesterday.
great.
I know.
Oh my
Really,
gosh,
really
I'm so
cool.
excited. Oh, and in the meantime, I had a couple people submit to me, or at least tag me in their submissions yesterday because
Yeah.
they didn't make the deadline. So I still gave them comments, so feel free to
Oh,
do that.
awesome.
It was cool to see the work that you guys did using my collateral.
Right. So was that on like Instagram?
Yeah, it was on
Yes?
Instagram.
Awesome. So if you want to follow her, it's
Yep.
Arth Chris.
At Arth Chris.
Yes. So the winner is Heather. Actually, I don't remember the last
So
name.
cool.
Vander.
Wild?
Yeah, maybe we can pop
think
away
it's
from my screen
Vanderwild.
for just a second so I can get it. Okay,
Yeah.
Thank you, Paco.
It's awesome though, and we loved
Vanderdees.
it.
Heather Vanderdees.
Ah,
Congrats.
nice. So cool.
Yeah, let's take a peek at this because we didn't see this during our
No,
stream.
we didn't see it.
Yesterday's challenge was to work on the ticket for the festival, so either digital, physical, and Heather did both options.
Yeah, it's awesome. I think even the presentation is really nicely done. So you can see that the background is also pushing forward the tickets. So it's like a portfolio ready piece, which is great.
Yeah.
And I love the color palette that she chose to use. So the color palette's been defined, but the way that she's using it, I think, is a really nice combination of, both using gradients and popping forward the tickets, and also just finding the balance so that it's not too colorful individually, but it's colorful overall.
Yeah, it's got nice saturation.
Yeah, I love it.
Cool.
I'm definitely not doing tickets because these are the tickets.
Yeah, definitely. And we're actually going to try and convince Claude to use these.
Oh,
as well
yeah, that's
in
right.
the app. So stick around for that. He'll be up next. Congrats again, Heather.
Yeah, congrats. It's a
Woo,
great,
woo.
great win.
Yeah, Alexander says, congrats, Heather. You're a boss.
Total boss.
Boss for sure. Agreed. Okay, so maybe before jumping into posters again, we could just
Oh, yeah, we
talk
can do an
about-
overview?
Yes.
Okay, so are you out there? This is my artboard from yesterday. So I will zoom in and I'll show you guys what I put together for the full team. So there's 3 of us working on creative collateral for this music festival, which is Are You Out There? I created it based on my love of Bowie, because Adobe was like, hey, create a music festival, do what you want. And I was like, oh, I will. So it's all about Bowie and the idea that there's 20 bands that I wrote biographies on. And I wanted to make it feel very in-depth and very real. So I created names for each of the bands. I wrote synopsis for wrote a biography for each band.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And I created event info as well as all the information about the festival. So the Stardust Room, Ziggy's Closet, Not Made in China Girl, Hunky Dory Wagon, and these are things that Claude is incorporating in the actual map of the scenario of where Joshua Tree will be. So we created a schedule, some mood boards for inspiration. Oh, that one's missing. I must have taken that yesterday.
Yoink.
We'll find that later.
Yeah.
And then some other mood boards on all the old album covers from Bowie. And then what I also did was create a packet of identity for everyone to utilize. So fonts that were inspired by the album cover art. So what I had done is some research online to look up what fonts were used so that we could be, more in line with what was happening at the time, as well as really trying to sync with what we've seen for Bowie, but not trying to repeat it. And then having a body copy font that can be consistent so that no matter what we're doing, it's legible, it's consistent over all of the applications as a team. And then I created some logo and lockups, mainly so that no matter what we're utilizing them for, they can be flexible enough that we can take them apart, put them back together. And also, since it's a festival, we don't really need to have a set global brand, because this is more about having fun and just getting the word out and communicating that the festival will be there. I also put together a color palette. This is all based on what David Bowie's colors are in the mood board to the left. So you'll see that the red is a little bit muted. There's this dark underground black, and it's more of like a blue-gray, so that it has that vintage feel. And even the blues and yellows are a little bit muted as well.
Right.
And then I put together some patterns and graphic elements so that the team can at least utilize some of these or be inspired by them and create their own. But it's just a start. So I think the really great thing about building any sort of brand or brief document is putting together a foundation. So think of it as though you're building a house and you're creating the foundation that the house is built on. As long as it's strong and as long as it's got some, power behind it, no matter what you build on top of it will be sturdy. So we're going to create some rooms today by creating some posters.
I like this metaphor. Let's keep it
Yeah,
going.
right? Oh, I know. I can keep going with all the metaphors. It's like, let me tell you about my house.
Let me tell you about my Bowie house.
I was like, yeah, let me tell you about this. Get some furniture in there.
Okay, let's get some posters.
So posters, yesterday we went through and created some posters, and these are based on this one's for the music festival, and I can put this in, what is it, F, is it F for display mode?
Yeah, FF Command 0 would put it in presentation.
FF Command 0.
Oh, never mind.
Ah. Well, like, as you do. I like this. I'm like, yeah, my commands probably are, different.
Are they in artboards?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
okay.
probably why.
Interesting.
Okay, so at least you can see here. I'm like, I'm gonna go back. Yeah. All right, so we did one for Are You Out There yesterday. I actually changed this last night just based on the colors. I wanted it to feel a little bit more nostalgic. And looking at this original poster for or original band cover, that kind of greenish gold, I thought was really beautiful.
Yeah.
So I was like, this will be more in line with Bowie. And then I created one for the band China's Girls, which is the all-girls choir that sings Bowie songs.
And dresses up.
And dresses up, that's right.
Amazing.
For Stiggy Zardust, which is one of the bands performing. And this is so that you guys can see the S and the Z are coming together to create their icon. And later today or even tomorrow, we might create some shirts and collateral around Stiggy Zardust. So
Sweet.
it's actually hard to say.
Stiggy Zardust. Say
Yeah,
it
right?
3 times fast.
I know. Absolute Bowie. So this is another band, and just creating the idea of what we could imagine this to be like. And again, this is all in our imagination, so we can really do anything. I think it's just thinking about how we want it to feel and look and how it relates to Bowie and the festival itself. We left off yesterday with Ground Control.
Yeah.
And I had about 3 minutes to quickly
like,
put something together, and I was like, I don't know if this one works. So we'll probably start off there, but to begin with, I quickly had I pulled some images, which I'm gonna create a little mood board for, and this can inspire you guys for today. These are all old posters from David Bowie's tours. And
So good.
I think there's some really cool stuff going on in here, mainly with the typography. The colors, I think, are really similar to what we're using,
Yep.
if not more psychedelic in some cases. And then also the juxtaposition of photography to illustration. I think this one especially is pretty cool. If we had an illustrator working on this week, I bet you we would want to do some sort of illustrated qualities. So that might be an interesting thing to try out if you are an illustrator, to actually illustrate something for David Bowie's poster challenge today. Instead of using photography, which is, you know, obviously beautiful, but I always find that illustration is such a, you know, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, you know, you're like, yeah, it is.
keep
You're
telling
like,
me.
like, you mean me?
Keep talking.
Yeah, right? You're like, you're talking my language. So let's see. I'm just gonna put these together, create a little, actually, you know what? Sometimes I like to just create separate them, let's scale them down, and then put them above whatever I'm gonna be working on.
Okay.
Just so I can have as a reference. And I'm gonna move this one down here.
Cool.
And do a couple.
So the top row is ones you've already finished. and
Yeah,
then these
those are
your-
finished. These are gonna be some new ones. And then
Nice.
let's pull some band names. I know I had that document up here.
Very nice. Kevin says, when you should be doing important work, but want to design Bowie posters instead.
100%, right?
Don't get in trouble, Kevin.
Yeah,
but-
Kevin. Get in trouble. I think you should.
Bowie
I'm
would
I'm
approve.
voting for trouble.
Rebel.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so lineup, tribute bands. Let's see, the ones we have left. We did a best-selling show. That could be fun. So,
Yeah, especially for like a gig poster.
Yeah.
It's like a show. Definitely.
and then I'm gonna look at what I've written for Authentically 7 dedicated musicians. Okay, that's good. See, this is good because I want to reference this even though I wrote it back then. And I know I wrote it, but I can't remember what I wrote because it was a couple weeks ago. So what I'm gonna do is use that as inspiration. So there's 7 people in the show. Let's see. I think I want to do a poster that's similar to this look, which is all type for the most part, except for this. It looks like it was almost a rendered photograph into illustration so that it's flat so that it could be silkscreen printed.
Right. It
which
looks
is
like
pretty cool.
the pattern you made of him where he's like doing his little disco move.
Yeah, totally. And then another thing I'm going to do is find one of the images from, let's see.
Oh, that one's similar.
Yeah, there's, where am I? I'm like, where am I?
In the studio.
Yeah, I'm in the studio.
It's
Okay,
a Wednesday.
photography, screenshots. I'm going to see if I can find an image from mine. I'm gonna grab all my PSDs from yesterday.
Cool.
And throw them into Bridge so that we can look at everything.
Nice, nice, nice. Jamful says that if you ever get invited to do Adobe Live, you need to know how to talk and work at the same time.
100%.
It's
This was like
really
all I
hard.
do all day.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm like, hold on. Oh, right. I think that's all of them. We'll see. I think these are my people that I did. So let's take a look at them. Oh yeah, this was from, the concert. So this was actually one of them that I thought was
love
pretty
that.
cool because
Yes.
that was one of the characters from David Bowie's performances. So let's see what I've got here. Oh yeah, I think this one is pretty rad.
Yes.
It kind of looks very Bowie.
That profile.
Yeah.
It's like Bowie and Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah,
mixed
right?
together.
Totally.
What a combo.
I know, because we did that one yesterday. Let's see. Okay. Oh, I loved the kiosk too.
Oh, yeah.
So if we could change some of the letters on that to make something feel like one of the concerts. But, oh, this one, actually. I think we'll do this one.
Power.
So I'm going to take this into Camera Raw, and I'm going to do some cropping, some color correcting, and then I'm going to make it black and white and create it as a bitmap so I can color it to whatever I want. And I'll show you guys how that works. So first off, let's get in here and crop, because I don't want to worry about color correcting something that is not going to be in view.
Yeah, yep.
I also like showing some of that light coming through. So that looks good.
Nice.
Let's see. I want to make it really high contrast, so it's not even about the color right now because I'm going to make it black and white. I'm going to bring the exposure down.
That hand, I love it.
I know. Shadows. White whites, black blacks.
Nice. What's up, Rasim?
I'm
He
going to
says
pull
hello.
up the clarity a little bit just because that will make it have a little bit more
Yeah.
contrast.
Yeah, real crunchy.
Let's see. It's fun because you can just. I like to dramatically slide so I really know what the differences are
Yeah,
because
yeah.
then I can know what I'm working with. For vibrance, this seems good because if I'm going to turn it into something black and white and bitmapped, then this is going to help at least create those selections.
That's true.
Let's see.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So let's open this image. And the great part is we can always go back in since we're using this in Camera Raw. We haven't permanently changed this. So since this is in here, we can always go back in and alter it later.
Alexander says, is that Bowie?
Right? It looks just like Bowie because this was
Incarnate.
from a concert. So this is actually my photography from a concert I went to on Saturday here in San Francisco. And I purposely went there so that I could use that photography in place of what Bowie looks like in the attempts to create something that is both usable and my own.
Yeah, right.
So let's turn this into grayscale. And then let's turn this into bitmap. And I want to keep it pixels a centimeter. And as a half-tone screen, this is all perfect. I'd already put it up to 300 the other day. Yes. So it didn't really alter it all that much, which is why I put the resolution really high. Because if we put it really low, it would start to actually see the moire.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do that for this. It looks gritty enough the way that I shot it.
Yep, yep.
So now that I have this, I'm going to save it as a BMP bitmap. I'm going to do it in my links folder, and I'm going to label it My Bowie.
No, my Bowie.
No, My Bowie.
That's my pillow.
Okay, and I think this is how it works. I did this the other day, and I was like, oh, I like that idea. So we'll see if it works this way.
I like this.
Yeah,
It's
right? I'm
plain.
like, we're trying it out together. I believe that now I can use a swatch
Yep.
and change it. So now, since I've created a bitmap out of it, I can change it to any color I want to be similar to this poster idea that I'm looking at here.
Really cool. That
So this
light.
way it can be a one color poster. And imagine that when you're silk screening, it's gonna make it look that much cooler.
Yes.
And it'll be cheaper because we're only using one color. So if we're actually going over to my good friend at the Aesthetic Union and having him print press this, I'd be like, hey James, can you make this for me for free?
It's only one color.
It's only one color, it won't be that bad,
No
I
worries.
promise. Yeah.
Only for you, Christine.
So we can see what it looks like huge too.
Nice.
It'd be kind of fun.
Oh, and you can see the halftone really
Yeah,
nicely.
you can see the moire when you get really in there.
Oh, look,
Yeah,
those
right?
crosses. I love that.
I know. It's pretty rad.
That's awesome.
And it makes it look like it could have been Bowie. Who knows?
Yeah, seriously. It's like uncanny.
Right?
Alexandra, she saves it as a bitmap to also set it up for if it is going to be printed, but also so that she can
Change color.
change the color.
So check this out. When it's a
Yeah.
bitmap, it's almost like it's a vector because now I can use any global color and change that in the background, which the orange is kind of cool too.
Yeah.
But gosh, I love the red.
Yeah.
The dark blue is pretty rad. I mean, we really can't go wrong.
No.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm really liking this color
I did a good
palette.
job
I
with
did
the
a good
color
job, guys. I mean, come on. Yeah, this is pretty cool too. It feels very, yeah, this is more like Iggy Pop, which I like.
Oh.
And he was a producer on the Idiot record for Iggy Pop. So
There you go.
maybe I'll do this as inspiration. Okay.
Boom.
So let's see, I kind of want to inset this just because back in the day, not everything was full bleed because of capabilities.
Because technology.
Because technology, I'm going to give it a little bit of a background that is authentic to this color,
Oh, perfect.
which is a little bit gross. Let's clean that up. Too much green, too much pink and yellow. We want it to look cream like paper, not like it was old paper that's been sitting around.
Yeah. Right. Not like optic white.
Yeah,
New
exactly.
copier paper.
That might be a little too much pink. Let's take the pink down. Bring in a little gray.
This is where you don't swing the sliders so drastically.
Yeah, right? It's like very like deet, deet, deet. Okay, so we have a look that feels pretty authentic. All right, let's work on some type. Let's get some things in here that are fun. So we have our own, show lineups. So let's take a look at when the best-selling show is playing.
Oh, nice.
Looks like day one is the best-selling show. Oh, right. This is good because they're one of the headliners. I say it like that's real. I'm like, they're a headliner.
I can't wait to see them.
I made them a headliner, so
But this is such a good example of how you set your foundation and now you can just refer back to
totally.
it.
And I'm like, oh no, this is all real because I already did all the hard work. Now I'm just playing. This is fun. The hard work for me is setting all of that up. The design work is the fun stuff. So I have all of these things where we've got January 8th, we can take out schedule, we've got 10 p.m., all the content, Diamond Meadow. And I'm separating all of these so I can make them different type and different sizes. Best-selling show in uppercase, which I kind of like. Instead of saying 7 dedicated musicians, I think I'm gonna say 7 stars. 7
Stars.
7 stars. 7 stars as Bowie. That's enough for now.
Cool. What's up, Alberto?
And if anyone has some
See ya.
better copy that they can,
Ooh.
just let me know.
Yeah.
Care, reverence, and impeccable attention to detail. Yeah, that's something I would write. I was like, impeccable.
Impeccable.
Impeccable attention to details. Okay, best-selling show, got this. Let's see, what else do we want to put? If we're looking at this for our reference. Oh, okay, so perfect. Best-selling show, and because we're gonna say, this looks like character is on, I put uppercase on, which we'll turn that off. And the seven-piece stars.
Ooh.
Let's say in the 7 stars. The 7 stars. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And the 7 stars from Mars. Ha!
You.
Yeah, I know.
7 stars aligned.
Well, they have the spiders from Mars, so we'll just say
Oh.
the 7 stars.
Perfect.
Maybe.
Hey, Paul. How are you? Good to
Hey,
see you.
guys!
Hi, hi, hi.
Plus supporting show, Hollywood Palladium, Pacific Presentations. So that's kind of cool. We're going to say Joshua Tree Productions. Because it's in Joshua Tree and it is a production, so why not?
It's a thing.
It's a thing.
No, it is.
All right. Diamond Dog, January 8th, best-selling show. Cool. So we've got that down. Now let's go grab our fonts.
Oh, yes.
Over here, and let's play.
Yay! And if you are working on posters chat, which you should be doing to work alongside Christine, not all of these fonts are available for free. Christine purchased a bunch of them.
True.
There's
Some of them are free. I think Blippo might be free.
Yeah, some might be free. There's also, I think, like Avant-Garde is in Adobe Fonts.
Yes.
So just find something that feels Bowie-esque to you. If you want to be really specific but can't find the font you need for free, you could use Adobe Capture, which is a mobile app, and use the font setting where you take a picture of a font and it gives you similar options that are
I love
available.
that. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, so go ahead and download that if you're interested. It's free, it's called Adobe Capture, and you can use it on iPhone and Android devices.
Nice.
Kevin wants to know about designing brand identity posters. So they're small size, not big public ads. That sounds... What do you mean by brand identity posters, Kevin?
Yeah.
Is it like a...
Oh, like super graphics inside a corporation or something?
Yeah, potentially. Let us know. Give us some more details.
Yeah, more detail. So this seems like I'm gonna need more room back here just so that it's not covering his face.
Yeah.
So I guess this is why Bridge is so awesome.
I guess.
So I'm gonna go back into Camera Raw and I'm gonna uncrop this into a much higher crop setting. Open image.
Boom, boom,
Do the
boom.
same thing as I did before. Mode, grayscale, mode, bitmap. Doing it. Okay. I'm gonna save this as my Bowie number 2.
My Bowie, number 2.
My Bowie 2.
Mambo, number 5.
Because I'm really original. I'm like, my Bowie 2. Ha!
It's your file structure.
Yeah,
You do
right?
what you want.
Yeah, I know. Thanks.
You're welcome.
All right, so then when I replace this, it will automatically link right in. Similar.
Boom.
Perfect. See how quick that is?
I love it.
Tricks.
Thanks, Adobe.
Thanks, Adobe. Exactly. Ooh, it looks weird when I do that.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
Yep.
All right, so now I've got best-selling show. I kind of want to cut off a little bit of him because it seems like something they would have to do back then because they just had the photos they were working with.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that you're kind of keeping that in mind. Very
And
authentic.
I don't want to get rid of his privates because I kind of like showing that. It's very Bowie.
It is very Bowie. What was the concert you went to called? Like Silver Sexual?
Oh, yeah, the Silver Sexuals. Yeah.
Makes sense.
I also like that someone's head is right there. I'm like, yep, very Bowie.
This is a very Bowie show.
Very Bowie show.
Esther says that this looks amazing and that she loves watching you work.
Thanks, Esther. Come on over.
Yeah, seriously.
Okay, so we've got best-selling show. I'm gonna look in and do a little bit of hand kerning.
And to do that, you're holding
Oh yeah,
Command,
option, and then just option, and then left and right.
super easy.
Yeah, you can do optical kerning if you're not yet like ready for hand kerning, but yeah, many ways to kern. All right, let's see. This and the 7 stars. We definitely need that. So I'm gonna do and the 7 stars for Mars and break that.
Oh, cool.
And I also like that those are caps. Let's see what we can do. I feel like I have a Bauhaus font in here that I didn't include,
Oh, nice.
but I'm going to use.
Boom. My dad is in the chat quoting.
Oh, hey, Dad!
Hey, Dad. Quoting his
Nice.
favorite David Bowie song to sing.
Which one's
to
Dad?
us.
Which one's Dad?
Thomas Kirker.
Hi,
Dad.
Thomas. Hey, Dad, Tom.
You can call him TK.
Hey, TK. I love that.
Tom Kirks, whatever you
I
want to
love
call
when
him.
dads are in there.
I invited him. I'm like, I know you know Bowie.
Yeah, Dad. Yeah, Dad.
Thanks for watching.
So great.
There we
All right,
go.
let's see. Do I have other Bauhaus? No, just the one. Okay.
Cool.
Let's
And
see.
as you see, chat, we have our timer slowly counting down to 0 right now, which means it is about time for our chat and win, which is amazing. Dad, you're right on time to maybe win the chat and win.
Yeah, Dad, do it.
So if you don't remember, chat, we are going to be giving away a $30 gift certificate to moo.com, just as a little thank you for hanging out with us and being active. So if you're not logged in, make sure you get logged in right now, and we're going to ask you a question. When you answer it in chat, you only have to say it once. You will automatically be entered to win the gift card.
Ooh.
Yes. So
Automatically. Oh, is it right now?
automatically, yes.
Oh, it is. I was like, okay.
Yeah. So what should we ask them?
Oh, this is tough. Lightning bolts or stars?
Oh, answer away.
Bolts or stars?
Bolts and stars and bolts and stars.
Bolts and stars and bolts and stars.
Who's gonna say bolts? Who's gonna say stars?
Bolts and stars and bolts and stars.
Heather's one of the first ones in to say bolts. Yeah, there you go. I think I'm a stars.
Stars are great too. I always thought I would get a star tattoo, and then, I don't know, I just found myself in the parlor, and I was like, I need a lightning bolt. It was
like
very sudden.
Like a lightning bolt?
Yeah, it was. I don't have any other tattoos, so it was very sudden.
Very cool. Oh, lots of people
So
are
many
saying
bolts. Oh, some stars. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Stars
definitely
are great.
stars. They can just look so different, so many different
Yeah.
points.
Totally. And bolts can too, though.
Mm,
I drew my own bolt.
Did you?
Yeah.
You're like, here.
It wasn't David Bowie-esque.
There you go. Cool. We have our winner. It is
Nice.
Amia Panagari.
Nice.
Grahi.
Panagrahi.
That's a cool name.
Very cool name.
Amia, if you're in
Amia.
chat. Oh, there
Oh,
she is.
there you
There they are.
We're
Awesome.
both like, yay!
Woohoo! So Amia, keep an eye out on your Behance messages. Adobe Live will be messaging you about how to get your hands on that gift card.
So cool.
Yeah, and if you didn't win, no worries, everyone. We're going to be doing 2 more chat and wins for the day during Claude's stream and during Caitlin's
Awesome.
stream. Yes, so make sure you stick around all day. And since we are 30 minutes in, that means we have an hour before we're going to start looking at our challenge submissions. So Christine's been working on these posters
Yeah,
for the
guys.
festival, and we want you to work on posters as well. You can use any Adobe app that you prefer. Just make a tribute poster for one of the bands that'll be at the festival, or just a Bowie tribute poster. Get that submitted
Nice.
over here in the challenge tab, and then we will be taking a peek. Yesterday, we wanted to see 10 tickets. So
Oh, yeah.
let's see 10 posters
Let's see 10
today as well.
posters. Oh my gosh, we had such good ticket outcome yesterday. I always love it too, because whenever you ask, and I know this when I host because I learned it from you, I was like, you have to ask them and they'll totally do it.
Tricks of the
You're
trade.
so good at it, yeah.
I just think people will rise to the occasion.
It's true, it's true. All right.
And I want to remind you too, chat, that you don't have to be totally done with your poster. You can submit your progress, and
That's
we'll
true.
give you feedback, and then you can resubmit once you finish it.
Very, very true. Actually, let's make this avant-garde just because we want it to be a little bit different. It's almost like every font will be different, which is kind of cool that
Yeah.
this is the era and the time that this could happen.
Right. Yeah.
I'm really into the excessiveness of all of this.
Me too.
I like excessive design.
Me too.
I think it's really fun.
Maximalist.
Yeah, maximalist to the max. You can tell if you look at some of the pieces in my portfolio, you'll notice that they're very maximalist. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what? It's not for everybody, but it's for me.
Yeah, but you also have can have a very clean style as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
You know what you're
I
doing.
was like, yeah, if I have to.
If I have to.
If I have to.
You've created your own font.
see.
You're pretty skilled.
Let's see, we want to get a little bit of weight, but I think maybe just light. Not
Cool.
super light.
Yeah,
We want it to be legible.
right.
Let's go with regular.
Especially when printed.
Yep.
That'll be difficult.
Because we definitely want people to show up. So we also need 10 p.m. at Diamond Dogs. And I'm gonna switch that up to go back to avant-garde. And that will be a little bit more fun, similar to Bowie.
Fun, like Bowie.
Fun like Bowie. Weird like Bowie.
Yep, everything like Bowie. Munir wants to know more about how you might promote yourself as a designer and what to focus on to get more attention or momentum.
Let's see. Well, I would say your work is your best promotion and word of mouth.
Word of mouth, yep.
For me, word of mouth is most everything. Most of my clients come from word of mouth. I guess I will post my work on Instagram, but I'm not always up to date on that. There's a lot of projects and I don't get around to it very often, so I try to, but I would say word of mouth, and that just means that you're doing work often, and then when you're doing work, you're sharing it or you're finding the right channel to showcase it.
Yeah,
That would be
definitely.
my suggestion.
I think that word of mouth does so much of the work for you. Like if you do work for someone and they'll probably know someone else looking for work, it's so much easier to take a recommendation from a friend. They can say, Christine's an awesome designer. I vouch for her.
Yeah,
And that person-
you've done that for me, and I've done that for you.
Exactly, we have.
Yeah.
So it just takes so much of the guesswork out on the part of your client that they will feel comfortable asking you to work for them. So it's pretty great. I was actually looking at Jessica Hish's Instagram last night, and she's a huge lettering artist and designer. And it seems like if you're in the design world, you know her and you assume that she just everyone knows who she is, but she said that she still gets most of her work just from word of mouth.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't really matter sometimes what you've created. A lot of times my clients don't know most of the background of my work. They just know me through somebody else. And they're like, oh, well, we saw this or we heard that or, you came recommended from. And I think that just goes with doing work.
Yep.
So the more work you do, the more you're seen, the more you're out there, and the more you know because you're training yourself.
Yep.
And, every job I learn from and I make mistakes on. So, you learn from that and you do it differently the next time around.
Yeah, it's a good thing. Definitely. And also just knowing people and meeting people. Don't take just being a good person and having creative friends for granted.
Oh, no, totally. You gotta use all of that as your network, and vice versa. I'm always giving friends jobs where I'm like, hey, I know so-and-so because they're the best at this, so I want to work with them.
There you go.
You get to work with your friends that way. So what I'm going to do is make this rounded off, and that's just by taking a square, using the white pen tool, and pulling those in, holding Shift Option.
Cool. Grabbing those
Yeah.
smart corners.
Because I'm going to make something similar to what they're doing here at the very bottom. I think that'll be fun.
Cool. Little pill.
Yeah, a little pill.
Info pill.
Actually, let's do it the smart way and bring it over here first and size it, then make a pill.
This
I
should
was
work.
like, oh, right, I'm learning myself.
This morning on the elevator, I looked down and there was just a random blue pill on the floor. And I was like,
You're like the Matrix? Yeah. Blue pill, red pill, what do I do?
Would Bowie want me to do
You're
something
like,
with this?
would Bowie want me to take this pill? I'm like, yes, he would.
I was like, no. That's the
Don't do
Matrix.
it.
That's the Matrix talking.
Right?
Oh,
You're like,
man.
I can't. So I'm going to do this. I already copied it and put a stroke on it just to give it some prominence. Real fat stroke.
Nice. That's one of my favorite things to do in Illustrator is just to increase that stroke weight. It's just so
Right? It's
it feels
satisfying.
good. Yes.
It is. It's very satisfying. And then I'm going to pull these back out because I'm going to make a thinner one on the inside that fits. Let's see.
Perfect.
So you can still see a little bit of that around it. It's almost like a mistake in a good way.
Yeah. Some overprinting or off-printing.
Yeah, and then this is where we're gonna put Joshua Tree Productions.
Oh,
Let's
nice.
see what we'll do that with. That's two. So this is a really great thing where, we're doing something that's extended, it's wide. So if we put this in there, wouldn't work.
It's too
Mainly
tall.
because it's exactly tall, condensed. So let's take a look at Deja Vu.
Oh.
Nope. Too weird. Not
Weird in a
natural.
bad
We
way.
might have to just keep what we're doing, but then I'm going to,
Oh, yeah, space it out.
well, not too much because it's so weird and Bauhaus looks very strange tracked out. But just
head's in the
enough,
way.
maybe.
See ya.
I'll put it up. There we go. Over here.
There we go.
I was like, it's all for you. We're going to
my
give it a
comfort.
stroke just because I only have this one way to this font. I believe it was a free font.
Okay.
So I'm stroking it in order to increase the weight in a non-natural way.
And it's okay to do.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, why not? As long as you're not stretching type, which I think is always a faux pas, I think you can do what you want with it.
Yeah.
So
Agreed.
I'm going to select this, select my type, and then center.
Blessings.
Thank you.
Blessings again.
Thank you. And then I'm gonna center it to the poster. Okay. All right. Oh, I can breathe again.
Yeah, you're like, wow.
I'm like, oh, this room's so stuffy. No, I'm kidding. All right, so I think we've got our
No
David Bowie
windows.
poster. We'll delete that. Cool. Let's move on and do another one.
Yay.
You guys have any suggestions on what we should do next?
Ooh.
I'm kind of liking this whole weird yellow vibe. This one. I'm liking the more type-driven ones, but then again, I just want to do something yellow, I think.
Yeah, just the yellow's calling to you. And
Yeah.
chat, let us know if you're also working on the submission. So maybe you can let us know which ones you're working on, and maybe we'll work alongside you.
Totally.
Be cool.
So let's see. We've got best-selling show, actually. If I zoom out, I'm not sure. Yeah, I think it works.
What are you worried about? It's not
I
readable?
think
legible?
the size of the type is just huge.
Yeah.
So
Agreed.
I think I might just bring this whole thing down a little bit. And then pull that up.
Yeah, Paulo is saying that he's concerned about the legibility of the date and location.
This, yeah. So one thing we can do to counteract that is go back into our bitmap.
Yep.
So
We have
let's
the
open
power.
up Bridge because we got that file. Oh, whoops. Okay, make sure we go back into Camera Raw. Yeah, so I'm gonna open this before I bitmap it, and then I'm gonna use my brush and just,
See you later, guys.
let's do a little bit of like, let's start with 20%. Just because we still want some of that in there, just to give some, interference, I would say.
Yep.
But we don't want too much interference.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah.
This is how you work with a mouse.
Totally. And then let's just look back at our poster and see what else we want. Everything else looks, see, like this interference is nice, and
Yep.
this too. I actually might take back what I just did because I like
Yeah.
that.
On the left, it'll be helpful.
Yeah.
Totally.
All right, cool. So now again, we'll go grayscale,
Bitmap.
bitmap, say okay, okay again, and save it as my Bowie 3.
3 times the charm. Awesome. Alberto is wondering if we're going to do a stream about helping people to apply for the creative residency.
Ooh,
Yee,
that's a whole
Alberto.
stream in itself.
I know, Alberto, that's a great question. If you don't know, the Adobe Creative Residency applications are now open or will be open soon. Yeah,
Much
it's
more
fixed.
legible.
There you go.
But still keeping the interference so you can see the guy back there, so it still feels very realistic. Because I think the difference between this and this one is this is like high production. This is like more on like we've blacked out everything in the background and we're really focusing on the fact that this is a new festival. This person is the headliner, or at least they're embodying the idea of it.
Right.
But here we're trying to make it look old-fashioned, and there's a lot of interference and like bit mapping going on. You can see the curtains of the stage. So there's a different value that we're getting out of keeping some of this strange background noise.
Yeah.
But yes, now it's much more legible.
Yeah, good call, Paulo. Really appreciate you calling that out. And there's now a link in the chat about the creative residency. Go check that out, chat, if you're interested in learning more about it. It's pretty amazing. I don't think we're going to do a stream about how to apply, but that info, that link should have everything you need.
Saving is V4.
Save.
Exactly. Well, you never know what you did the day before and you saved it off, and then you're like, maybe I'm going to go back to that at some point.
I regret
probably
everything.
won't, but
Yeah.
I'm
Have
just
you-
teaching you my process.
Right. Do you often actually go back?
I do,
Yeah.
depending on what it was. I mean, there's things that I'm like, oh, I remember I did that, but I deleted all of that because I didn't want the file to be too heavy.
Right.
And since I work so much with Vector, that it becomes a little bit heavy to load the file sometimes when there's that many points.
Totally.
All right, so there's something about this yellow that I'm in love with, and I want to do. Let's take a look at some of the photographs I've got from my photo shoot. Actually, we can go into Bridge. I wonder if we, let's see.
I like their mustaches.
I know. That guy's pretty cool. I know I have some more. Actually, you know, I'm going to just pull this open.
That's
we
a
might
great
not
graphic.
do yellow, but I think we're going to do something else.
Yeah.
So,
Definitely. And Alexandra is recommending that people subscribe to the graphic design newsletter. And it has a lot of great information about the creative residency and other graphic design things. So cool, Alexandra. Thank you for recommending that. I didn't know that there was an actual just graphic design newsletter for Adobe.
yeah, I didn't either.
The more you know.
The more you know. We're both like, huh?
What? We're too close. We're too close to Adobe. It's hard to know these things.
It is. Ooh, sharpening that for clarity. That's cool.
That is awesome.
Hold on, let's see. Take out too much weight.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's something like moonish about this that I'm like, we can make
Celestial.
our own moon here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what the color looks like. A little rad.
I just love it. Looks like a filter that I would use on every photo I would ever take.
It's pretty cool.
It's really cool. It's really cool in black and white as well.
I know. I think
that
since we
magenta
just did
pop.
something black and white, let's go with color.
Yeah.
Let's open this image.
Man, I want that like as a phone background. That's really cool.
You can have it. It's
Thanks.
yours.
Okay.
All
We'll
right.
talk.
So let's see. Depending on like if we were going to do this into a poster. Let's see what it looks like if we actually do some content aware to make this
Extend
that was
it.
my stomach.
It's saying, hey.
To make this maybe not that big.
Whoa.
But we can make poster size. Let's just see what it looks like. I'm curious. Say, okay, content aware, doing its thing.
Boom, boom, boom.
Did it do it?
Do you need to check it at the top?
Oh, I thought I did. I must
Daggone.
not have.
What's up, Claude? In the chat.
What's up, Claude?
Whoop, whoop. Are you ready for your stream, Claude? Are you prepared?
Are you prepared? Are you out there, Claude?
Claude, are you
From
out there?
Claude to Claude. Are you out there?
I'm sure you are prepared. Everyone, Claude and Gus will be up next from 11 to 1. So they're going to be working on UI, UX, all the good stuff. You'll get to see Gus Bot in the flesh, in
Nice.
real life. Pretty cool.
I mean, there's something weird about this, but I like it. I think it works.
Yes.
Because we're going to put type and things all over it anyway.
It's kind of fractal and interesting.
yeah, it's got this weird like moire slash mesh thing going on.
Yeah, almost like you're looking at it
not?
through like a kaleidoscope or mirrors or strangeness.
So I just auto adjusted the levels, and I like to do this. It's like something I learned so long ago, where you do Shift Command L, and then Shift Command Option L. And it's adjusting the levels in two different ways, but it's an auto adjustment, so it shifted a little bit more true to the natural color field that the image comes in as. So sometimes it makes it look really strange, but I quite like this one.
Yeah, looks good.
So I'm gonna keep it as a Photoshop file just in case I want to change it later. I'm gonna call it Disco.
Disco.
All right, close that out. We've still got it in Bridge. So we might not be doing yellow again. I think you just have to go with your gut and what you're inspired by. I think I'm actually gonna pull this into ground control.
Oh, yes.
And play around with it here.
Very cool. I like that. Because the thing you have now is interesting, but it's hard to tell that that's a Starman.
Totally, right? Starman. Okay. There's something very starry about it.
Yep.
Let's zoom out, and I'm gonna actually just make a little box.
Give me that box.
Yeah, give me that box. Where'd it go? I'm like, where'd my box go?
Give me that box.
Yes.
Oh, Illustrator.
All right. That way I can crop within it and see what I'm doing.
Perfect. Ooh. Ooh.
And I don't know if this is going to be ground control now. It just doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
We're definitely going to go back there at some point.
Let's see what we
But I
got.
like the circularness of this.
It's kind of mimicking the China's girls.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
gold
yeah,
circle.
you're right. There's something very like circular in Bowie's whole demeanor.
Yep.
I want to just look and see if we are to... maybe make this a little bit stranger. Yeah.
What do you have in mind?
I know, right? I have no idea yet. I'm gonna unmask this. Let's see, first copy this. Okay, so it's very much like a moon now.
Yeah, hello
I'm
moon.
gonna bring that background back in, but make it even smaller. So this looks weird behind it. And it's almost hyper real in front of it because there's no connection to the background.
Supersized.
Yeah, now it looks much more like it's hanging in the elements.
Yeah, suspended there.
Yeah, and we can position it differently, which I think could be cool.
Ooh.
Because I don't want it to look like China Girls. And now that you mentioned that, I'm like, not my favorite.
Man, that little magenta pop at the bottom of that disco
I know,
ball
right?
is so
it's kind
good.
of rad. So let's see what we have to work with. We can bring this down.
See what we got.
Starman.
Oh,
Okay, let's see. Who would this be? Maybe it is Starman.
yeah. That's Starman's planet. His home
Yeah,
planet.
totally. I think there's Voyager. Would be
Ooh,
good.
yeah.
Space Oddity. Oh, the National Symphony Orchestra. That could be kind of cool because
Yeah.
they're gonna do Life on Mars.
Oh.
Let's take them just because this is such an ethereal and we're used to seeing more symphonic approach to something like this.
Yep.
So we're gonna take their full schedule. That's 3 p.m. Diamond Meadow. 3 p.m. Diamond Meadow National Symphony Orchestra. So they will be performing Life on Mars, Space Oddity, The Man Who Sold the World. I'm just gonna
Get rid of all
delete
that.
the rest. We don't need it.
Not right now.
Okay. Okie doke.
Ooh, we have our first poster submission.
Oh, do we?
Yes.
I'm
Very
so excited.
excited. We'll be looking at them in about 37 minutes, everyone.
I love that. About 37 exactly minutes.
I know, 37 and 35 seconds.
Yeah. 37, 35.
Yeah, so get those submitted in the next 37, 35.
National Symphony Orchestra.
We need 9 more. We want to see 10 at least so we have a nice amount to compare to each other, contrast. It'll be good. The first one looks good. This one is by Alexander. Alexander's always good about getting a submission in.
Oh, you know what we
Appreciate that.
forgot to do? We forgot to put the logo on some of these.
Oh, yeah. What logo?
What logo? Yeah, I changed it on this one yesterday. Yeah. So,
Throw that in there somewhere. Logo slap.
yep, a little slap of the logo. I think we will hide it
Oh, cool.
in here and let it kind of hang off. We'll separate that so that these, that is this,
Interesting.
and that is that color.
Find the perfect place for it to sit behind my head.
Yeah, right?
Oh, I like that.
Maybe it'll be up here.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of good
Just
space up there.
something to like make it stand out. So,
Okay, grand foi. His will be arriving soon. Finishing touches. Great. And if you're still working on it, you can keep working on it. We'll just give you some feedback and you can upgrade.
there we go. I'm gonna align it to this so that it's. There we go.
I like that. Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if I love it.
I don't love it.
I don't love it.
I like it.
I
Love
think
it.
it's too much in the face.
Yeah.
I think what we're gonna do is. That's my stomach.
It's giving us its opinion.
I know, my stomach's like, don't do it. I'm like, why?
Oh my gosh.
And Paco's
stomach.
back there being like, don't worry, no one can hear your stomach. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I know, but
It's like
Kathleen
turning down the
can.
tuner. Oh, I can, and I like it.
Thanks. Thanks.
Kevin likes your shirt.
Cool. Thanks, Kevin.
What's up, Kevin Lee?
Me too.
Chat, if you don't know Kevin, one of our previous guests and hosts, and just fly human
Fly
in general.
human.
Yes, go check out his work, Kevin. I'm assuming you have work on your Behance, so I'll send everyone over there to go look at it.
Word.
Word up.
So these are the things you think about when you're doing all of this, and then you have to just go back to it in the middle of the other thing. And there we go.
Yeah. So it's like to be a designer.
Yeah, I just really don't like it in there. It doesn't feel right.
I
I
know.
think I'm just gonna stick it on.
Yeah.
But first I'm gonna go back to what I had. I'm tacking it on because if I actually design this in there like I would want to, it's not gonna look old.
Yeah,
So
handmade.
I'm just gonna like put it in there and let it sit and be its own thing.
Cool.
And kind of do it to the side.
Hey, not bad. Not a bad idea. A fly human. A human fly.
Oh, I know.
She knows.
So I know.
Oh, lining it up. I see what you're doing.
There we go. Perfect. Because we don't really care about that because we're the designers, remember? We don't really care about the
We're the
festival.
designers.
We care more about,
Both of us.
yeah, we care more about the show because we're the band now too. All right. So let's see. Diamond Meadow National Symphony Orchestra. I feel like they would be very, very like big avant-garde, beauty, simplicity. Because this is the NSO.
You know, the NSO.
Yeah, they're actually real.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
It's a real thing. They're a real symphony orchestra. And I love the
Promise.
symphony, so I'm pretty obsessed. One of the brands that I did, I think 3 years ago, was the San Francisco Civic Symphony.
Oh, very cool.
And that was pro bono work. Again, like I'm always a big proponent of doing pro bono work when you can do what you want.
Yeah. So did they give you a lot of freedom?
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
100% freedom. And I love it because now I'm on their email list because I'll go see some of their shows. And I get my logo served back up to me in the collateral that I created in my email. And I'm always like, oh, how fun. I get so excited. They're like, you are so weird. And I'm like, I know, but it's so cool.
Aw, that's good that you're excited about your work.
Yeah, it's fun. All right, so let's see. I kind of want to make this a little starry.
Oh.
And maybe I like it thin, but I think what I want to do is make it uppercase and
Playing
track it out
around.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, this is what I want to do. Okay. So I'm gonna make this very large. Because everyone knows the NSO. We don't really have to like make that too legible.
Right. Break it apart.
Yeah. In fact, one of the things I will do is take this. Oh, you know what? I learned this. This is a new thing in Illustrator.
Yeah.
If I double click this, it'll make it into a text box,
Oh,
which is
interesting.
awesome.
Yeah.
So instead of having to put it into a text box, so now I can go over to my paragraph styles and make it fully justified across, which is what I wanted. And now I will retrack that. So I will retrack that in order to fully justify. There we go.
Perfect. So yeah, chat, if you didn't know, there is a difference between if you were to just click the type tool, click your artboard and just start typing versus dragging out a text box and type within it. A text box is really good for laying out
Heck yes.
type.
Text box and type, they go hand in hand.
It's very true.
So another thing I'm gonna do is just make sure, because when I export this later, I wanna make sure that the poster is actually the right size on the artboard.
Right.
You know,
Oops.
I kind of fudge things until they're real.
Right.
Because we don't need to worry about the reality of it until we know we like it. And then we can fix things. It's the same thing with creating grids. I'll create grids once I know I like what I'm doing.
Gotcha.
And then I'll go back in and perfect everything.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to do here is I'm gonna create some lines that will go in between.
Ooh.
Where'd that line go? Okay. That we're gonna do all of the major copy in between this. The Major Tom copy.
Hello.
Hello.
That's awesome. Nathan Sharp wants to know how your new year is
Oh my
going.
gosh, that's my nephew. Hey Nathan,
Nathan.
how's it going? He's the coolest.
Yeah.
We have so much fun together.
That's awesome. Is it a good new year?
Yeah,
so
it's a
far?
great New Year so far. You guys looked like you had fun in Jamaica, man. I wish
Oh.
I could have joined you.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Wow.
All of my nephews and my sister went to Jamaica for the New Year, and I was like, yeah, I'm pretty jealous.
Yeah, invite me next time.
They did. I just
Oh.
couldn't go. I had too much work to do.
Darn it.
Um,
So in demand.
yes, I know. Nathan is always hanging out with my pug when he visits my folks now.
Oh, Rufus.
They're like BFFs.
Nice.
Nathan and Rufus. Okay. Nate Dog. Remember when you called him that?
Yes, I do.
You're like, hey, Nate Dog. And he's like, that's totally not my name.
It is now,
It is now.
according to me.
Exactly. 3 p.m. at Diamond Meadow. We're going to actually put that back into a sentence again. All right. So,
Oh, cool. I like this idea.
yeah, let's see what else we've got in here. Montecani. No, that's too fluffy. Let's see. Display.
Taking yourself too seriously,
Too
Montecani.
seriously. Yeah. Fluffy. I don't even know what that means right now, but we didn't like it. So let's see if there's a very thin version of Mercury.
My dad has some opinions.
Yes?
He thinks that the disco ball
Mm-hmm.
should be incorporated with Let's Dance. Put on your red shoes and dance the blues.
I love that.
That's the feeling it gives me when I see this disco ball. That
Let's
song just
dance.
pops into my head.
That's funny because for me, when I look at it, I'm like, I want to lay down on the floor and just stare at
Stare
the
at
disco
it.
ball reflections
And listen to the
and listen to
symphony.
Life on Mars. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's really like to each his own, you know? When you're designing something, you don't know what's going to inspire somebody or evoke the feeling with them.
Yep.
It's very different for everyone. And I think that's why you trust your gut as a designer
Yeah.
and be like, it might not be for everyone, but it will be for someone.
Yes. Yeah, it's hard to kind of disconnect yourself from the audience, but then inject enough of your
Yeah.
intuition as a designer.
Yeah.
Because part of that is just within you, you know?
Okay, let's see. I'm not sure I like the way that is. So let's just go to. Oh, I actually have to select this type in order to eyedrop it.
There you go. Oh, vibe. I believe that you need to change your workspace. So the properties at the top, I think, will appear if you go to Windows, Workspace, and change it to Essentials Classic, I
Who,
think
me?
it's called. No, just answering a
I
question.
was like, me? I was like, what should I do? Tell me. I got so excited.
Yeah, but I believe that will have it appear again, Vibe. Let me know if that works. My dad is saying that when he dances, he looks like a combination of Abraham Lincoln and a praying mantis.
I love that.
I
That's
love you,
too
Dad.
funny. I love you too, Dad.
You're a good dancer. Get my moves from you.
You're like, yeah, I do.
These ones.
My dad does this. He does the like lean
the
back
lean
shimmy,
back.
like chubby checker.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like do the twist. Yeah. We tease him.
This is a dad move.
Oh, yeah.
My dad.
Yeah.
I can imagine him dancing to this.
Right?
Bet you're dancing right now, Dad.
Turn on your red shoes and dance the blues. All right, actually, we're gonna pick up a little bit of this color in here. There we go. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and hand kern this because you can see that things aren't quite as they should be.
Ah, things are not what they
I
seem.
want to tighten the PM,
Ooh, look at that.
loosen the at.
Oh, yeah. Dad, for someone who is 6'4", you are very spry. You got some good dance moves. But that
So
is
funny.
it is very Abraham Lincoln-y.
I love it. All right. So, National, 3 p.m. Let's see. And this is something we might fix after we look at all of the information on there. Symphony. Life on Mars. We'll put a star in there.
Ooh.
Space oddity. This could work perfectly. Actually, we'll put a little bolt. But what we're gonna do is make it this pink color.
Nice.
And then I think we'll outline it so that it's not too distracting. We'll see what it looks like once we put it in there.
Cool. Oh, Vibe, that didn't work. Did you try switching it just to Essentials then, instead of Essentials Classic? I've had this issue before. That helped me. Sorry to not be of more help though vibe. Alexandra wants to know, what images do we use for the poster? Stock?
Anything you want.
Yeah, you could grab pictures of Bowie online. This isn't for, you're not going to be handing this off to a client, so
Exactly.
it's okay. Use whatever you want. We've got some submissions already. Some are using the marketing that Christine has designed. Some are just using images from Google. So take your shot.
Yeah, or you could illustrate something.
Yes,
That could be really cool.
you could.
Big fan.
Mm-hmm.
Winning points.
Totally. I know, it's like if you want to win.
We're like, if you want to win. All right, Life on Mars Space Oddity. And then let's see, The Man Who Sold the World.
Alberto really likes this poster and wants it to be printed and
Cool,
have
see?
it in his house.
Everything is like just so different for everyone. You never know what people are gonna like.
Yeah, it's gonna hit them.
I don't even know if I like it.
But Alberto does,
But
and
I
that's all
like
that
the
matters.
idea of it. And I know that it fits with, like, I think that's the thing someone had mentioned yesterday. They're like, I don't really like or know anything about David Bowie. How do I get inspired? It's like, well, researching the thing sometimes can open your eyes to all of the good parts of it. There's a lot of things that I've worked on in the past where I'm like, I know nothing about this, nor do I care.
Yeah.
And then I research it, and I'm like, oh, there's actually some things that I relate to in here. This is really cool. And now I'm a fan, not because I want to be part of it or because I want to embody it, but because I'm learning about
Yeah,
it.
you know about it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So, let's see.
Give it a chance.
Yeah.
Kevin's wondering how you made the lightning bolt piece of typeface, and did you? Or did
Yeah,
you?
I did. I
okay.
drew that. That's based on my tattoo.
Woo.
Because there was a bunch of David Bowie-esque lightning bolts out there, but, so that we could have our own and we can utilize it and actually own it, I redrew it for myself. And it's based on my tattoo on my hand.
Got you.
Because this is the one that I drew. It's not exactly like his, but that's what I liked about it.
Yeah, but it's not actually a part of the typeface.
No,
it's just an
this
image.
is a drawing, and then I dropped it to the color of the type, which I dropped to this little color of the lightning bolt, because it's not in the palette.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Let's see.
Oh, Desiree, the hand kerning, it's not pressing the space bar, it's holding Option and using the arrow keys, left and right.
3 p.m. at Diamond Meadow. All right. So that's like most of the details. We probably should put the date, which is January 8th. And then we'll throw in the logo, maybe this one, maybe that one. Maybe that
All of them.
one. We'll see.
Yep.
Life on Mars, 3 p.m. I think we'll want to do... Let's see what it looks like. Jan 8, 2020.
Cool, which is his birthday.
Yes,
And it
I
was
know.
yesterday.
Which we totally realized that his birthday's on the 8th, his death is on the 10th. Like,
It's like
this whole week is Bowie.
Bookends. It's amazing.
Yes, I did that on purpose.
He will live and die with this stream.
He will.
So symbolic.
I know. I think what we'll do is we'll just add it in here. Oops. Jan 8. We'll put another lightning bolt in there as a space, and then we'll take out the at.
Perfect.
And we will more tightly. Actually, we'll take one more space out.
Cool. Squeeze it in there,
Yeah.
if possible. Jerry's wondering if there's a specific DPI for a
Bitmap?
poster.
Oh, for a poster? I mean, this again depends on how you're printing it. So you would want to work with your printer. Obviously, I would always say 300 DPI
Yeah.
at size. Because if you want to, but they're talking about the submission. So
Yeah.
no, as long as it's visible to us, I think that's fine.
Right. Yesterday we had
I started getting really technical there.
Well, that's good. Not everyone knows that. But we had a ticket yesterday that was like a centimeter long.
Oh yeah, it was really tiny.
What is that? But we
were
saw
like,
it.
"Ah."
It was well designed, though, I remember.
Yeah, it was.
It's good.
Okay. Oh, I still have that to artboard. Sometimes I forget.
Oh, Grandfwad says that they don't really like Bowie either, but they like to play with the assets. So it's a fun challenge.
Cool.
It's a good way to think about it.
Well, we're not friends, Grandfwad. So
Not
no, for
yet.
real, we're not. Not yet.
Could be, yes.
You're like, cool story. You're like, sorry, Grand Flash, she's crazy.
Yikes.
You're like, eee.
It's cool. We know
No,
you're
I'm
kidding.
I know, I'm kidding. Kinda. No.
You're
I
like,
love Bowie.
that's true. Yeah.
I think it's, don't knock it till you listen to it. It's funny, Claude was saying that. He's like, I didn't know anything about Bowie. And then he was like, and then I started listening to it in research for this program this week. And he was like, and I actually knew everything about him. I just didn't know it. I was like, I love
right.
you, Claude.
I know. Funny
So
guy.
fun,
He has a very distinct voice.
yeah. Yes.
So if you're not into it, then it's like,
yeah, that's kind of a
difficult.
thing.
I get it. I get it.
All right, I like the way this is. Cool. Make that a little bit lighter.
Yeah, Jerry says that he usually prints posters as a TIFF and with the 300 DPI as a base
Nice.
preference.
All right, so let's move these yellow ones back down. We've got this now, so I'm gonna put this one up here because that's
Cool.
done.
Add to the collection.
Add this one up here. Yeah, we're filling out the band. For the bands, I should say.
She's with the band.
Making the bands the bands.
Oh my gosh. Do you remember that show, Making the Band?
Making the band, that's right.
Wow.
Wow.
MTV.
That was a thing.
That was a thing.
That happened.
For
We were
sure.
there.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Man, what a golden age.
The golden age. The golden years.
Oh my gosh, Christina's talking about Flight of the Conchords. We were talking about them last night as
Love
well.
them. This is what actually that inspired me to create the name because they have that song Bowie to Bowie. And between the two of them, they're like, "Are you out there, Bowie? Bowie, can you hear me?"
Funky, funky iPad.
Yeah, right. This is Bowie to Bowie.
So good.
I know. Hopefully, you guys are all listening to that in the background. All right, so they're starting to look pretty eclectic, but very Bowie, which I like. They feel very different, but all on brand for this festival.
Absolute Bowie.
Oh, and without even knowing, I kind of got what was going on in here with this color palette.
Yeah.
It must have just been in the back of my mind when I was creating. So now that I see that, I think I'm gonna make this red. Just to like pump it up.
Boom, pump it up.
Yeah.
Nice. It's a cool little,
Yeah, it's just a
Flash.
nice pop.
yep.
All right, cool. Well, we can delete that one. Been there, done that.
Bye.
Actually, I don't even know if I like that now. Like now that I look at it, I think I liked it better when it was blue.
Yeah.
I just don't know. Let's take a look at their yellow. Yeah, there we go.
Wow.
Cool. Then we'll see what my yellow looks like. Very similar.
We'll take it.
We'll take it.
Nice.
Okay, cool. Saving, doing it, saving, coffee.
Yep, take a sip. Everyone, I hope you're hydrating. Get your water going. Who
Get
knows?
your water going.
Kanan wants to know, how did you get your first branding job?
Oh, gosh.
Take us back.
Oh, this is funny, actually. And I just realized it. I forgot about this because, you don't remember some things from college. And when I was in college, my sister, she's 8 years older than me, and she had friends that were already professionals. And she was like, hey, my sister's doing graphic design. Maybe you should use her for your logo for your new company. And I was very professional about it. I wrote a brief and I did a brand and they paid me. And this was maybe, I don't know, gosh, 15, 16 years ago, maybe 17 years ago. And I'm really young, actually. But it was like 17 years
the
ago,
way.
maybe 18 years ago.
When I was 2 years old?
Yeah, when I was 2. And I created a brand for them, and they were in Michigan. And then just recently, they have shifted some of their brand, and they came back to me. 18 years later, they had reached out to me, and my sister is working with them again. And she was like, we really should rebrand and do new packaging. And actually, they're releasing the packaging today. Actually, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
They're releasing the packaging today. It's called Dr. Kellyanne. It's not out there yet, but I'll be posting it soon on my Behance page. And it's a collagen wellness and bone broth brand. And they were my first client, and they just came full circle and came back to me. So again, word of mouth and working with people.
That's amazing.
My sister recommended me on a whim because she's like, I think she's kind of good. And then they're also like, and she's cheap because she's in college.
Yeah, right. First
And then
job.
they came back and paid me what I would really normally charge as a professional adult.
Wow.
And yeah, as I like to say adult. I'm like, I'm a professional adult now.
A professional and adult.
They paid me.
Oh my gosh.
It was pretty funny.
That's really, really
Yeah, so they're a
cool.
current client of mine, and they were my first client, which is insane.
That's exactly what you were saying, word of mouth, even if it's your family member at first.
Totally. And they weren't my family member, but my family member recommended them.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's pretty cool. And I've done stuff for my family, which I don't do anymore. But that was fun too.
Yeah.
All of my family are very much an entrepreneurial spirit. So
Yeah.
they're all like, I've got this business. And I'm like, all right, I'll do it.
Yeah. You're like, of course you do.
Of course. What are we doing now? Sure. Here's a logo. Yes, it's a brand.
I come from a family of teachers, so they're like, can you help me design my bulletin board?
So funny.
I guess.
You're like, if I have to.
I'll draw some trees and squirrels.
I love it.
That's on brand for me, so it works.
Totally.
Yeah. Eric says that he got a lot of cheap clients when he was in college too. The $100 logo and so on.
Oh, yeah. I never did that.
Who did that?
No, I didn't. I don't know. I was always pretty, it's either it's free or they're going to pay me. And if it's free, then you get to do what you want.
Yeah.
That's kind of still my rule.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
There you go. It's a good thing to have these kind of
Personal rules.
yeah, little bowies
To
kind of bump up against.
You know what's really funny is David Bowie, his actual name was David Tom Jones.
Oh.
And I learned this the other day. And he changed it because he didn't really like his name and he wanted it to be more like, out there. So he changed it to Tom Jones originally.
Yeah.
And then that week, Tom Jones came out with his single, in a to be loved.
Oh, yeah.
That Tom Jones song.
And
it was a number one hit. So then he went back and changed his name again to be David Bowie. But he always thought it, because Bowie the knife that is like the
Bowie knife, yeah.
It's actually a Bowie knife, and that's how it's pronounced. So his whole life he was pronouncing his name wrong, and he didn't know it until somebody exposed it to him in Ireland. And he was like, oh.
And look at
it's
it
pretty
now.
funny. I know, and I was like, that's great. So you just pronounced his name correctly.
Oh,
by
David
unknowing
Bowie.
it, Bowie.
I knew. I totally knew.
You're like, I knew. And I think this one might be good enough.
That's cool.
Let's just see. I kind of want to play with the transparency and just see what some of these would look like for fun. Yeah, that could be cool. Screen.
Oh.
Color dodge.
Cool. Some saturation in there.
Overlay,
What's up, Jurgen? Good to have you.
What's up, Jurgen?
Hello, hello.
Best name ever.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's Jurgen. Well,
Oh,
let
yeah,
us
with
know.
the J?
Let us know. And
Definitely
a U with
Jurgen.
an umlaut.
You're
Yep.
just like Jurgen Teller.
Yeah, there you go.
I love him.
Let us know, chat, where you're watching from. Because
Luminosity.
Jurgen says that it's evening wherever they are.
Yeah.
That's really cool. It's 10 a.m. here in SF.
So I did some luminosity on this because I like the original, the way that it looks normal, but I want some of that blue color from the background to come through without multiplying it. In order to do that, you choose luminosity, and you see how the tint changes slightly? Yeah. This I'm not really in love with, so I think we're gonna redo that.
Cool.
Just because I like the way this looks, but it was too messy with the look over that. There's too many things going on.
A lot of thin lines.
Exactly. So I think we'll do something thicker. And then this might be Starman. I don't know. I think Ground Control is still the right band, but now that we're on kind of a, on a run, we're on a roll with my original last name.
I know.
I was like, we're on a roll.
She's rolling down the hill.
Roll down the hill, exactly. Let's get all of the band information, which it looks like I've just been doing January 8th schedule.
Oh, yeah.
But we'll get all the band info that we want to include, and now we are ready to rock a poster.
Rock a poster.
Because some of these, they have it in these, but they're much smaller, and I think that's okay because some of these we want to be a little bit more discreet based on the look and feel of those bands. Like China's Girls, they're not going to be like in your face because it's a children's choir.
Yeah.
And then, the Absolute Bowie, it's more about Bowie than it is about the info, whereas the best-selling show is yelling at you. And we're just creating this as we go, so we're making their own personas. It's like writing characters for a book.
Yeah.
You're creating the way that they will be, and you're creating the ephemera around them and saying like, well, China Girls would never do that because they're children. And you're making up the excuses. And
They're
then,
very serious.
Yes, they're very serious children.
With David Bowie wigs and makeup on.
Exactly. So I'm going to take this gold ring because I really like that.
Oh, nice.
And we're going to bring it in here and see what that looks like. But we're probably going to make it position positioned as luminosity so that it picks up the background.
Oh.
And then I'm gonna duplicate it and make a bunch of them.
Ooh, concentric.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. We got people watching from all over the world. We've got Indonesia, Denmark, north of France, the worst state, Michigan. Sorry.
Ah!
Sorry,
The
Nathan.
worst. I mean, the best. It's the California of the Midwest, in my opinion.
We don't give a dang for the whole state of Michigan.
I don't know who I said that to the other day, but they were like, I agree.
How dare
I
they?
know, and I was like, yay.
I agree, though. Michigan's
I
pretty
love
wild.
Michigan.
It's very beautiful.
It is. I mean, I'm from there, so.
Yeah, but
I
it's
kind
real.
of have to.
It's like the Canada of the states. What?
All the Michigan people are there like, Kathleen, Michigan's cool.
I'm from Ohio, so I can say whatever I want
Oh
about
my
Michigan.
gosh. See, I don't like Ohio. It's one of the things. We're grown up in Michigan to not like Ohio, and
Same.
Ohio's grown up to not like Michigan. We're those
Yeah.
people. So now I can make this much smaller. And actually, what I'm going to do is cut that out for a second.
Ah.
And I'm going to alter this so that,
Oh,
well, let's put it back and let's just see where we want to alter things.
gotcha.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to lock it. So Command 2. And then now I'm going to alter stuff. So that, and I can also, yeah. So if I put type over it, I think I want to, whoop, I'm going to get in here. Oh, this doesn't want me to alter it. I was like, I created you.
Yeah.
Let me alter you.
I am your mother.
Exactly. Okay. So some of those.
Tony, for being able to move things in smaller increments, I believe it is in your properties panel, or not your properties panel, sorry, your settings, and then properties. Let me see if I
Oh
can
yeah,
find it.
it's in preferences,
Preferences,
general,
there we go.
and then go into units. And this is where you can do either points, picas, pixels, stroke and points, type and points, or whatever you want. In general, like, I guess I would normally be working in inches because this is poster work, so we'll just throw that on.
Cool.
That way we've got, that's pretty close.
Yeah,
I
Andy,
eyeballed it, all right?
Andy wants to know, how are you trimming the artwork to the artboard?
Oh, I'm using a mask tool, so I'm just creating a box over it and then doing Command 7 over my artwork so that I can trim.
Yep, very helpful.
So again, if I wanted to make this type something that I could size, what I do is there's a new tool where I can double click that button, which I just did. I'm gonna, and now I can resize it as a whole. So it's not able to rag anymore.
Gotcha.
Totally different ways to work, which is fun.
That's just a good thing about knowing your program and what it can do.
You gotta know what you're working with.
Very true. Chat, we've got about 6 minutes and 50 seconds left until we're going to be looking at submissions. I know. So we have 6 so far. We need 4 more to get to it. Oh, no, we have 8 now. Okay, we need 2 more. Let's get those in. We have some illustration going on.
Ooh, oh, I'm so
Yep,
excited.
So,
Oh, I think I've seen that illustration before.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
So
that's
they
cool.
used
It's
a different
definitely a
illustration.
stock or somebody's work. Yeah. I saw that this morning online. I was like, oh, cool.
that's a good one.
We found ground most relaxing. Oh, this is great. Yeah, relaxing tributes. This is pretty cool. So this makes sense now. It's relaxing. It's atmospheric, EDM-ish. So when we look at this, this makes sense. I'm glad I remember that, even though I wrote it. But usually quieter ambient music creates this 3-dimensional atmosphere with sound, often without a beat. It's insane. Of course, I wrote that. It's like, we should just take out "it's insane." That's some insane writing.
Yep.
Cool. I think we'll do atmospheric and just keep that around for a second. 6 p.m. at Mars Landing. Atmospheric electronic music.
Boom.
Okay. Which we don't necessarily need, and that's kind of a weird thing to put on a poster.
Yeah,
but
they're like, obviously.
they're like, we know ground control. And I'm like, oh, right, yeah. So 6 p.m. I don't really like saying at.
It's a given.
Yeah. Let's just take that out for a second.
Put it back in.
Put it back in. Let's see what this looks like uppercase.
Cool. Using that characters panel very well.
It feels a little hunky-dory, which obviously Zipper is from Hunky Dory, which I'm not a fan of, to be honest. I love the album, just not the cover. And to clarify that for my fans.
Yeah, for my
Sorry,
fans.
guys, for my fans. For my Bowie, I meant Bowie's fans. For my Bowies. Let's see, we haven't used enough Harbor. I really like Harbor, but I don't think this works. Requiem, Montecani. I think it's actually avant-garde. I mean, we're gonna go back to what it was, but we're gonna do it differently than what I did before. This time it's gonna be better.
This time it'll be different.
That's right.
Oh, that's cool, Andy. He's telling us that his friend Julia has an amazing illustrated Bowie on her Behance. We'll check it out.
Ooh, yeah. She should be doing a Bowie poster.
Right, right. I have a Bowie illustration.
You do?
Let's see if it's up on my Behance.
I would really like a Bowie Warhol.
Ooh, interest.
Yes. Two of my favorite artists coming together as one.
They feel similar to me.
They do.
This is my Bowie.
Oh my god, I love that! Kathleen, that's so cool. Will you show everybody? That is so cool.
I'm an artist, everyone.
So good.
Yes, I actually did this during a Twitch stream, like
so cool.
3
When did you
years
do
ago.
this?
It was when he
years
passed
ago?
away. Actually,
I
even
love this. So
before
like
then.
3 years ago, maybe?
Yeah, and it was made. The lines were made on a mobile. It was made with Photoshop, or no, Illustrator
Isn't
Draw.
this so cool, you guys?
Thanks.
And I love the eyes. You know my eyes are dilated like that.
Oh, really?
Naturally.
That's
Yeah, I
very
got
cool.
3 concussions. Similar. He had gotten like poked in the eye when he was a child, but I had 3 concussions, and when I was younger, my eyes are permanently dilated. But they get really bad when I'm tired or under stress. This
Yes.
one's smaller. This one's bigger.
Yeah, no, it's the other way.
Oh, that one's bigger. Yeah. This is the one I got the concussion in, so I got it in that eye. Yeah,
Jeez.
I know.
And it gets even more disparate.
Yeah, it depends on how tired I am.
Man, oh
But yeah,
man.
it's permanently dilated. So
Interesting.
I never really realized that about Bowie, and then I'm like, I always realize that about myself. So I'm very,
You're similar.
I'm very conscious of it, and it makes me a little bit like, oh, like don't look at my eyes too much.
Oh, I would have never known.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you're not that tired right now.
No.
Kasia, we have to moderate the posters first, so it should show up in the gallery soon once it is approved. There you go.
This isn't working yet. There's something missing, and I think it's not that it's missing. It's just not there. I think it's got to be tiny.
Oh, interesting.
I feel like this is more of a.
Yes.
This is more of a subdued poster where it's more about the poster than it is about
Yep.
the words.
Yep. It's about the music. It's about the EDM.
Exactly, because it's, when we think about this, you're right. Yeah, it's the EDM. It's not. I don't know. It could be oblique because it's moving.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
got that feeling, but then
Warp
again, it's
speed.
control and it's grounded. So
Yeah.
I'm like kind of going back and forth with what we want to invoke with the type.
It could be a juxtaposition between like ground control, but then
Yeah.
chaos.
Yeah.
Because that guy is clearly, or person, they're floating. They're lost.
Oh, that's Bowie in one of his music videos.
Oh, is it actually him?
I took a screenshot of Sound and Vision.
Oh, right,
And I was
right.
like, this is pretty cool.
Man, that's awesome. That's us tomorrow.
That
going
is
up to
us
the
tomorrow.
Space
Oh my
station.
gosh, I can't wait. We're going to be so spacey.
Very cool. I've been playing around with the idea of maybe painting a lightning bolt on my face for
Oh, yeah.
tomorrow. I don't know what you all think about
As you
this.
should. As you should.
Let me
As
know.
one does.
If I have time in the morning,
Let's see if
I might have it.
Let's see if I've got Harbor or anything else.
Ooh, Font Explorer Pro.
Yeah. Oh, wait. I want to see if I have another way to this. I might not have added it in there.
Darn.
Okay.
Woohoo. What's up, Dan Humphreys? Welcome back.
Hey, Dan.
Thanks for hanging out with us again. Appreciate it.
And I don't. All right. I just bought the one. So.
Dag nabbit. We have 9 poster submissions, everyone. We need 1 more in the next 20 seconds. Get those in. And like I said, if you're still working on it, you can submit your progress. We'll give you feedback, and then you can resubmit your finished by the end of the day.
Okay. Okay, so we're gonna do 1/8/2020. Yeah, my stomach's going crazy. 1/8/2020. 1/8/20. Because that just looks cool.
The numbers.
6 p.m. But we're gonna move that 1/8 Mars landing, 6 p.m.
Awesome. And once you get all of this set in there, we will look at some posters. Because we
can go do posters now.
You want to? Awesome.
Yeah, why not?
All right, so everyone, the challenge today is to make posters alongside our designer. So we have, I think, 10.
Oh my gosh, that's so great.
Exactly.
I love it.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, guys. Bowie to Bowie.
Start at the,
We're like-
video.
It's my Bowie pose.
This one, I
Yeah.
like.
You like that one?
I don't know.
That's dad dance.
Okay, yeah, that's true. I just like dad dance.
You're like, I like dad dance. Hey, dad.
Hey, Dad. So this is by Alexander. Very graphic.
Oh, cool. I love that you brought color to the logo. I haven't seen that yet, so I'm
Yeah.
very impressed with that. Oh, and you actually used Hammersmith Odeon, which is awesome. That is where Bowie had performed during one of his tours. So it's great that you did some research and incorporated that into the poster. I
Yeah.
can see that you're using one of the icons that I created as the background in a light gray.
Oh, yeah.
It's nice to ground the poster. I think that's a cool idea. It's a little strange to see it cropped off within the rectangle,
Yeah.
but I don't necessarily mind it. I just don't know what we're saying with it. So
interesting.
if we're using it, let's have it have a purpose.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would be fine with this if you just grayed out the background entirely.
Oh, cool.
Just giving it a little more context. This is great.
Yeah. What do you think about this
Tangent,
little-
yeah.
Is it okay? Do you
That's
not like
why I would say that the tangent between the gray background and the ends of the lightning bolts, just make the full background gray.
it? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
But really clean.
Yeah, really nice.
Nice job, Alexander, as always. All right. On to Grand Foire.
Ooh, I'm really excited to see this one. It feels very Bowie.
This feels like a documentary poster.
Yeah, it also it's cool. It's utilizing all of his imagery. It's got this weird broken glass / ripped paper in the background. This is very much of the times of early 80s.
Yeah.
It feels like it's got a lot of early 80s to it. Almost like if we were looking back to the Dancing in the Streets music video. It has that kind of retro 80s feel, which is super cool.
Yeah.
I love this.
I love this face down here and seized up here, but just like that broken glass around the eye.
And even though, like, let's say, I'm not sure who did this, but they're using images that they found, and let's say they couldn't find a lot of imagery, the way that they used both black and white in the top middle, in the same image at the bottom is in color.
Yeah.
You don't really recognize that it's the same at first.
No.
And they've done that in order to create more of a plethora of imagery. So
Yeah.
good job.
Yeah, very resourceful. This
Yeah,
was
very
Grand
resourceful.
Foire. Or William.
Oh, Grand Floyd. We're not friends. But I love your poster. Just kidding.
I'm proud of you, Grand Foire, for doing a Bowie poster and not really
yeah.
liking Bowie. Okay.
This is great.
This is by Mariana.
Nice. This is beautiful.
The freakiest show.
I love it. I think that the whole split type and broken lined type is usually not my favorite, and I usually think it's it seems like on trend.
Yeah.
But the thing that works about this is that we already know David Bowie as a word, as it's ubiquitous. So when you're using short words and words that are pretty well known and ubiquitous, I think that's when broken type and broken words works.
Yeah.
So this is a great way to show that, and I think it's fun. It's got some trend to it, which is pretty cool. And I like that you're using the color palette in a unique way.
Yeah, I
beautiful.
really like this eye. That's it's so dark and you're like, whoa, am I
Yeah.
saying that right?
Yeah, it's cool. I would love to see that maybe pumped up a little bit now that you mention it, because I didn't notice it at first.
Right, you could dodge it a little bit.
Yeah. I think it's really nice though, because that break kind of highlights some of these. Beautiful job.
Yeah, nice job, Mariana. This is by Tom.
Cool.
And he said this was a vectorized illustration based off of some street art stock
Yes,
you
I've
found.
seen this. Yes. I would think I was looking for, oh my God, Jan Erik, David Adobe.
David Adobe.
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 That's funny. I saw this on Unsplash. Someone had taken a photograph of this. It's wall art. I think it might be in Los Angeles. I'm not sure.
Cool.
But yes, I saw this too. Very cool. I love that you're being resourceful about utilizing that art. Yes, it's probably something you get in trouble for long term, but like a la Shepherd Fairy. But this is beautiful. And I really like the combination of the stars. I like that you used the star and then built upon that with some line around it so that you're making it more intense. And I also like that it's more of a call to action or like a acknowledgement poster versus a band poster. Like, we're all young Americans.
Yeah, kind of feels like an Uncle Sam.
Yeah, like kind of riot-ish. I like it, yeah.
Yeah, what do you think about the placement of the Y with the collar of a
It's
shirt?
interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind it. I think it's kind of cool.
I do too.
It's like very much like the neckline. It's like, oh yeah, and then he's gonna, I could see that being like an animation of it just sucking into the Y.
He's
So
like
that
the
could be kind of
genie.
cool. Yeah.
Yep.
Nice
That's
job.
awesome. Good job, Tom. Appreciate that. All right, this is by Kevin.
Oh, cool.
100% Bowie.
100% Bowie. I kind of like the idea that this is maybe like a sale poster, like a infomercial, like Bowie, 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 El Sabado Gigante. You know, like it's big Saturday, 100% off Bowie.
Bowie juice.
Yeah, Bowie juice, exactly. There's something funny about that. I love the way that you're using Montecantini. I think that this is great.
Yeah.
Great use of this typeface. For those in need of a little extra magic, some of the type that I wrote, so thank you for taking that. This is fun. I would say that there might be a lot going on. What I would do is I would just remove the 2020 from the corner, remove 100% Bowie, and remove 20 bands in 2 days.
And then this would be like yeah.
And then maybe I would just make the lightning bolt, just maybe turn that, or well, if you're looking at this, turn it this way a little bit more and make it the full background.
Oh, yeah.
And then I think it'll feel like very much like American. The other thing I would do is take the lightning bolt out of the logo and just use the Are You Out There music festival.
Yeah, right.
Because it's competing with the other lightning bolt that you're using. And since they're so like similar in size almost, one has to take hierarchy over the other.
Right.
Yeah, this is great.
Cool.
This is very cool. There's a lot of small things you can do to make this amazing.
Yeah, right. Even better. I feel like this typeface reminds me of Fleetwood Mac.
Totally. I believe that they might have used that.
Okay, at the bottom
very
of one of
good
their albums.
eye. Yeah, and good memory.
Why is this
totally.
Fleetwood Mac?
I feel like it might be their logo on the album. Yeah, the Fleetwood Mac album.
Across the bottom.
Totally.
Nice.
It's really similar, if not.
Okay, I think this is by Kevin as well. So two
Oh,
Kevins.
yeah, two Kevins.
We got so many more submissions.
Okay, I'll be
Nice.
quicker.
Oh, cool.
This is very cool. Very, very cool. I love this. I think it's great. 20 bands, 20 days. There's a lot going on within the stars, so I think I'd just lose the lightning bolt in the eye, or just maybe put the eye there and make the eye a little bit bigger, or the bolt bigger and make 20 bands, 20 days smaller. To be honest, I might just lose the star altogether and just let David Bowie be there. It's a lot.
Yeah.
So this is awesome.
I really
Nice
do.
job.
I love the color palette that
Totally.
is used, except for like the star and the
Yeah,
orange
I think
and
it's
the blue.
just interrupting what's so good about this. So it's like Coco Chanel always says, take a look in the mirror and take one thing off.
Yep.
Same with your design.
Yep. Really nice. Good job, Kevin. All right, we are on to Sarwar.
Ooh, I love this.
Ooh, a little like David Bowie.
Yeah, a
word
little
mark.
DB. DB action. Love it. This is just like an awesome print. I could see this framed on a wall in, anywhere.
Yeah.
I hope. I'm like, anywhere. I'd want to see this anywhere.
How do you feel about the lack of lighter values?
I love
here?
it.
Yeah, you like it?
Yeah,
Muted?
I think it's cool and moody and kind of like drudged,
Yeah.
if that's even an expression. It
is
feels like it's
now.
drudged, like dirty in a good way.
Yeah.
And I like that there's this multiplication of the multiple faces because he was always changing. So
That's a really good point.
yeah.
Man of many faces.
Yeah,
And it looks like he has a big mustache.
totally. And it's just his lips over his
It's
lips
just
over
his
his lips. Yeah, very
That's
cool.
really funny. It's like a Got Milk
Yeah.
commercial.
He's like, got Bowie.
Got
like,
orange
"Yeah, I do."
juice.
Oh, I love this.
Anusha.
See, I think that the type Harbor is just beautiful. The designers who did it are beautiful people. So, I think Space Oddity is enough. And again, this feels a little bit campy, which I don't mind, but there's something about the lowercase with the uppercase that doesn't jive for me. The PM and the TH and then the uppercase Jan, even at Major Pavilion, I think that there's just some weirdness to the relationship between upper and lower case and when and where you're using it.
Yeah.
So I would think more on how you're using that and make it, apparent as well as purposeful.
Yeah. But I love the little starburst too.
Totally.
Breaking out.
I think it's great.
Keeps it very campy, as you said.
Yes.
Alrighty, this is by Vandam Designer, our youngest
Nice.
submitter.
I'm like, I already love it. It's wonderful.
I actually think his little sister Lee is the youngest one. But
nice.
Nice.
I love this. And I also love how he always puts by Van Damme Designer 9 years old. Just to make sure people are like, hey, look, this was done by a 9-year-old. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, amazing. And always mock-ups.
Yeah, I love the mock-ups too. This is very beautiful Bowie. I love
Beautiful
the
Bowie.
beautiful Bowie. Yes, there's some detail in the type that's really nice.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that this is
Whoa.
Mercury. Yeah, this is awesome. So I think that might be Trajan Pro with it multiplied or luminized over the pink and everything. This is great.
Yeah.
And look at the layering with the background and detail. Very nice work, Van Damme twins.
Yeah, twins. This is one of my favorite Bowie looks.
Me too.
As well.
Yeah,
cool.
like if I got to be Bowie as a person, this is the Bowie I would come back as.
With the awesome orange
Yeah.
swoop.
Yeah.
All right, this is by Julian.
Ooh.
Are you out there, Bowie?
Very cool. I love the eye over the eye.
Yeah.
So the vector eye multiplied over his real eye.
I thought that was makeup. Cool.
No, isn't that cool? Yeah, because at first I thought it was makeup, and then I was like, no, I've never seen him with that makeup.
Yeah,
So.
she would
And I've
know.
just looked at a lot of Bowie photos, so I'm familiar. This is awesome. I love that it's an actual Bowie poster for the Young Americans. It feels just, it's right on.
Yeah, and I noticed when you were designing, you kept taking out at.
Yeah, that might be good for this, and even maybe, just 5 p.m. Rebel Stage,
Yeah.
Jan 8th or whatever.
Right.
Whatever it might be. This is great.
And do you think that they need a period?
No, I think you could remove a period. I like that. Nice call on the editing. I think all of these little details make and break things where, it's not gonna kill it. It's just gonna make it stronger. So,
Yeah.
very
what
nice
doesn't
job.
kill you makes you stronger. Awesome job, Julian. Ooh, using both of the eyes.
Ooh.
Ryan Nelson, which Ryan usually has really, really intricate designs, so I'm really interested to see something so flat from him.
I love it. I think it's a really cool way. It's I can't remember, Malika Favre.
Oh, yeah.
It kind of reminds me of a little bit of her style, but this is obviously, using icons that were shared.
Yeah.
So I like the idea that it feels like skin at the top with the pink and his hair
Yeah.
with the red.
Yeah.
And then the eyes and the star almost where the circle would be on his forehead.
Yeah.
But then you're seeing that as a sunrise below. There's there's a lot of metaphor going on with this and
Right.
a lot of change with the colors that he's using with the shapes to create something new and different. I really like this.
Yeah. How would you feel about adding color into the eye?
I
like it just
like
black?
it black. The only thing that I would say feels awkward is the placement and the logo that he decided to use. I would use something a little bit more condensed and maybe the AYOT, like the AYOT with music festival under it, the tinier bug. I would use that and make it like more centered,
Yeah.
or I would knock it out and put it in the yellow at the bottom and maybe make the yellow come up higher on the poster so it took up more space. Because there's something weird in that dead space in
Yeah.
the middle that I'm just not quite sure I'm in love with, and I don't have the reason yet.
Yeah.
But if there was more yellow and then putting the logo at the bottom, I think it would balance it out better.
Yeah. Those are all good points. Nice job, Ryan.
Nice job.
Impressed with this
yeah.
one. Ooh, interesting.
Ooh, love
Kasha.
this. This is awesome. So it's taking those line work from his pants in that photo shoot from that crazy jumpsuit outfit.
Yes.
This is just great. This is awesome. And I love the black and white play on the background. It's really beautiful.
Yep.
Extremely Bauhaus, but still like clean and just lovely. Everything about it is great. The only thing that's missing is the bottom of the arrow on the Are You Out There? It looks a little bit strange to see that missing.
Right.
I wonder if you would just put a stroke just on the left side.
Oh,
To
yeah.
accentuate the same thinness as Music Festival. I would create a stroke of that on the left side to just show the outline, but not the right side, because I think that would look too much like it's dipping into something that it's not.
Right.
But the left side could just give a little bit of like a thin line that can be beautiful.
Also just moves your eye down
Yeah,
into Music
totally.
Festival.
Yeah,
This is cool.
that's great.
I dig it. Nice job, Kasha.
Perfect.
Sarwar says that he really appreciated the feedback, and he's like a fly in the sky. So excited.
Awesome. That's great.
Ooh, a little bit of illustration.
This is super cool. Okay, this reminds me of a fashion brand now.
Yep.
Very, very fun. This is a really cool take on it. It's like if we were to say, okay, not only can you come to this place, you can also buy some crazy Bowie scarf that I illustrated.
Yep.
Was this done by the person that had the arrows yesterday?
Oh,
I wonder.
I don't know. I don't think so, Brennan.
interesting.
Well, maybe.
Maybe.
Brennan, let us know.
Very cool. Yeah,
Look at
Brendan,
that.
let us know. This is great. I love everything about it. It's strange. I'm not really feeling like it's a poster for bands. So I wonder if maybe instead you would use the copy and content to create a poster for the Not Made in China girls store. Because this feels like something where that illustration, you could make a scarf out of it.
Yep.
And it could be a fun illustrated way to say, like, if you want to dress up like Bowie, let's come to the Not Made in China girls store and buy something like this.
Yeah.
So I think it's more fashion oriented, which I
Yes,
like.
very editorial.
Yeah.
Cool. Nice job, Brennan. Brennan says that was not them.
Oh, got it.
But I see what you mean with the squiggles.
Yeah.
Let me refresh. One more again. Okay, this is by Lee Designers. This is Van Damme's little sister.
Oh, nice. I think this is very fun. I like that we're seeing something horizontal. We haven't
Right?
seen that yet. So good job on mixing it up. I like the David Bowie with the I in the middle of the O for Bowie. Very
That's
fun.
interesting. Nice.
The type is fun. I think it looks like a bit of a distorted avant-garde display, which is kind of cool in this
Yeah.
effect. And then I would maybe just lose the bottom arrow, the bottom bolt.
Yep.
I would lose that. I don't think you need it. I think that everything about this is fine. You're just missing some information. But then again, this could just be a tribute poster. So,
Yeah.
it's not necessarily necessary.
Yeah, right. The red and the yellow and this like figure staring at you kind of
Totally.
feels a little like propaganda-y.
Oh, it does.
To me.
Yeah.
Like he's
Totally.
like looking at
He's
you
all
to
like,
do
"Ah,
something.
I got it.
Yeah.
Ah."
It's like a call to action without an actual call to
Yeah,
action.
I like this. We should do this later, that pose.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Let's
we'll
do
do
it
it.
right now. Just kidding. Get on the table.
Oh, okay. I was like totally ready to do it.
Oh, man. Great job, Lee Designer.
Great job, you guys.
And everyone, thank you
This
so much.
is amazing. Yeah, I'm totally stoked on all of these.
Right, right.
It's going to be hard to choose.
Yeah,
We have a
totally.
whole rest of the day, too.
Right, and if you got feedback and you want to resubmit during Claude's stream, which is coming up in about 10 minutes, amazing, or during Caitlin's stream, which will be from 1 to 3, keep working and get
Yeah,
these
totally. And if you post it,
revised.
tag me. I'm excited to see these. I'll definitely like them.
Yeah, go follow Christine at ArthChris. We are about to finish up in a couple minutes. Claude and Gus will be up next working on the app for the festival, which will be very cool. If you're interested
so
in
excited.
Yeah, if you're interested in UI, UX, screen design, definitely check that out. And then Caitlin and Paul will be working on some motion graphics to round out the day.
So cool. Gosh, what a great group of people.
Yeah, this
So
is a
fun.
power team.
Yeah.
Definitely. And it's all people that have been on Adobe Live before, so it's like
Yeah, they
already
know.
in
They're
the
like,
groove.
we're here to teach and we're here to have fun.
Yep.
I mean, except for us. We're just here.
We're just here to have fun. That's it.
We're just here.
Yeah. Man, so we have about like 8 minutes left.
Okay, cool. So I'll just finish up this one. Maybe we'll do another one, and then we'll do an overview of everything else. Let's say, I like the idea that this looks like degrees. Like, what is it? Wait, option. Yeah, like if we were to.
Like coordinates?
Yeah, coordinates or degrees, like, I don't know. There's something weird about it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna, I think we only need it once. I'm like, we don't need two.
That is really interesting. I wouldn't have thought of doing that, but I like it.
There's something fun about it.
Alexandra's wondering, how do you download the fonts? You can find a couple of them for free online. Some of them you have to pay for. So you don't have to use the fonts Christine's using. You could use whatever Bowie-esque font you can get your hands on. Adobe Fonts has thousands of them to choose
I
from.
think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do some type on a path.
Hey,
Why not? This could be fun.
there you go. My dad says, great designs and illustrations for all of you worldly artists.
Right? Go, Dad.
Thanks, Dad. Love you. See you
Thanks,
later.
Dad.
Enjoy painting the closet today.
It's so funny. You're like, enjoy. All right, so let's just double click and copy this and then select that. Let's do type on a path tool. And then brown chicken.
Doo, 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 doo.
Okay, we'll make that bigger so we know where it's at.
Where's it at?
There it is.
Boom.
Okay, there's something really fun about this.
Yeah, I agree. It's like spiraling down.
Yeah, exactly.
Whoa.
So we are going to. Where did that go? Oh man. Oh, man. Oh man. There we go. There it is. All right. So I drag these tools all over the place. I have such
You really
a grip.
do.
I mean, I'm
you do
not.
have a grip,
I do. I'm just like, oh, gripping this
man.
is a thing.
Kanan wants to know how you like working in San Francisco as a designer.
Oh, I love it. It's a great city.
Everyone needs design here.
Everyone needs design.
And you don't only work with
No,
local
actually, a lot of my
clients.
clients are all over the place. I have a couple in Mexico. I've got, well, actually, one in Mexico.
Right
Michigan, Russia. Yeah, it really just depends on where you're, word of mouth. I'm telling you.
Where those words go.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. There we go. Every time.
Every time.
Every time. There we go.
Yeah, this tool is kind of difficult to use.
This tool is not my favorite.
Like-
In fact, Adobe, let's make this tool better.
Yeah, it's always been difficult to use, and like flipping it to the other side.
Yeah,
if you
I
need
just move
to.
it sometimes by rotation because I'm like, I don't
It's
know.
too hard. Yeah.
Well, actually, what I'm gonna do is, well, first, hey, Claude! Claude's here. I'm just gonna
here.
delete this because I don't want it there. Perfect.
There we go.
Maybe. Let's see what that looks like too. Yeah,
Ooh.
that's probably fine.
Yeah.
Because I want to be able to read Mars Landing.
Yeah, especially since it's so thin, that Century Gothic.
Yeah.
If that's what that is.
It is.
Eric says, I wish I had more clients. You got this, Eric.
You got this, Eric. Takes time.
It does. Years.
Takes time. Yeah, lots
For
of years.
real. And we have about 4 minutes left, so whenever you want to take a pause on
Oh, yeah.
finagling that, let's go over what you did today and what you're going
Yeah.
to do tomorrow,
All
perchance.
right, cool. So, well, we've all seen this, so I'm not going to get too into it, but this was the identity that we went over. That's what we're working from.
And you built it.
Yeah, and that's what I built for this creative campaign. And then we created some posters over yesterday and today, and I think tomorrow we're going to create collateral, like with the posters. So maybe some mock-ups in Photoshop.
Sweet.
So we did posters for all the different bands. We've got China's Girls, Stiggy Zardust, Absolute Bowie. Today we did Best Selling Show. We did the National Symphony Orchestra. And we're working on Ground Control right now. So let's just move him up here. Oop.
It says no.
Yeah. We'll move him up here. Oh, I must have had that locked. Let's make sure everything's unlocked.
I remember when you locked it.
Yep. I was like, oh, yep, I forgot. So we'll move him up here and then there we have it.
Look at that whole spread.
Yeah, so
Wow.
these are all very different bands with very different sounds and backgrounds and voices. But they're starting to come together as a full show.
Right.
And it's very fun. But I wanted to make sure that they didn't look too much like anything we've seen as far as Bowie, except for a couple, which are more tribute-esque.
Yeah.
So yeah, tomorrow we might do some more posters for fun, and then get into maybe we'll make some socks. I have all this band paraphernalia that I feel like I want to create. So yeah.
Let's get it started.
I
Do you
know.
have a favorite poster out of this collection?
Oh yeah, I think it's either Stiggy Zardust or Best Selling Show so far.
Ooh, so
I
you're
think I
liking the monochrome.
Yeah, I'm pretty like when it comes to personal taste, it's more simple as better for me. And I also like that this one has a double meaning to it.
Yep.
Even China Girls I like, mainly because it has double meaning.
Yeah.
Triple meaning, if you will. But
So many meanings.
so many meanings. And best-selling show just because of the nostalgia. Yeah.
Yeah. That one feels, I think, the most like it actually was plucked out at a
Totally,
different time.
totally. And I also love it because it's all my photography. So, you
Yeah,
know,
this
like
is
I
all
can do
you.
whatever I want with this poster
Man.
and not feel bad about
Very
it.
cool.
Same with this one. Like I drew those,
Yeah.
so it's my work.
Totally.
So
That's
it makes it
awesome.
all better. And China Girls too.
Paul is wondering, Gus, how is life? Well, Paul, stick around because Gus will be on camera
I
in
love
about
that.
5 minutes.
Great segue, Paul.
Thanks. Thanks for that, Paul.
Yeah.
So not Paul, Claude and Gus will be up in just a couple of minutes working on the app and the UI UX design. So come back in 5 minutes. We're going to take a small break. Stick around. And thanks, Christy.
Yeah, thanks, Kathleen.
See you
Bye,
tomorrow.
guys.
Bye.
See you tomorrow.